Hey, it's Robert. I went to Johns Hopkins, so sometimes families ask me to tell them about my own application story. It may not be what you expect, so I'm excited to tell it to you now. I remember vividly the night that I submitted my college application. I had procrastinated the entire semester, and so this was the very last minute, so somewhere around January 1st of my senior year. And the lights were bright. It was in the kitchen. I was hunched over the Common App and I was wondering, is it good enough? Is it good enough? Can I submit? Is it good enough? I was so nervous and doubted myself so much, not because I don't believe that I'm capable, but more because I had a really unbalanced college list. I had only chosen to apply to 12 schools that were very, very, very famous. And so everything I wrote or did had to be perfect for them. And so that's why I had procrastinated the whole semester, was because nothing was ever good enough. And um, here I was at the last minute. Am I going to press submit now? Of course I had to. It was literally the last minute. So I did it. I pressed submit. I looked at the screen. It said done. And that feeling, it's okay. What was that feeling? It was not the positive and uplifting affirmation that you all deserve when you submit your college applications. In, Actually, it was not a feeling of relief. It wasn't like the weight was off my shoulders. The feeling at that moment was more like floating, like I was on a fast moving train and the train stopped accelerating. And I looked up and I saw my parents in the kitchen, and they were so scared. They were kind of wringing their hands, and they were looking at me, and I realized that the thing they were scared about was me. I was a wreck. I was shaking. I wasn't shaking because I was excited or because I was nervous. I was shaking because I was so caffeinated. I had been up not one, not two, but actually a little more nights doing these essays, but they were never good enough. So I had to start over. And then I was sleep deprived. So it took me longer. And then they were worse. So I had to start over. And, and in that moment, I tried to talk to my parents, but I couldn't get out a sentence that was coherent. I was that sleep deprived. I looked at my arms and I had rashes on them. Like I had been scratching myself. And I just went to the couch and I crashed. That's the real story of my college application submission. And at the time, I felt so bad about that. But now I know that this is a common story for so many teens and their families. I love being able to help families now as a college expert, not just to walk the path so that they know what to do and when, but to have a balanced list of colleges that they don't have to be scared about, but they can be excited about. Colleges that they really know, and colleges that they can imagine themselves going to and thriving at and being happy at on all ends of the spectrum. This is such a rewarding thing for me, and I feel it every time I talk to one of my students who's at college or graduated from college, and they tell me how that college has worked for them and how their life is going so well. I hope that if this story resonates with you, that you'll tell someone about it, someone who doesn't have a balanced list of colleges, or someone who's just putting it off. Someone says, I'll do it later. With a good plan, you can be successful. I believe in you.